and is used as a bridge to easily get from North Holland to Friesland.
Oh, nice.
There's also a statue of Lely in the middle.
They did
and
so
what
many
looks
jobs
like
in
a
one job.
caravan park on one of the islands.
Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are going to watch how the Dutch built the Netherlands. So this is a very interesting topic because normally we don't see like how the Dutch have, or how the people of the country have completely built the country, because the country has a lot of history and all. But we have seen that Netherlands is like no other country. We have seen how it is very insanely well designed. So let's watch what is there in this
video.
God built the world,
but the Dutch made the Netherlands.
Wow. This is very interesting.
Yeah, this is so good.
Man has always attempted to shape the environment to his comfort, and no place is this more true than the Netherlands. 17% of mainland Netherlands is artificial and constructed by the Dutch themselves through a mixture of canals, levees, pumping systems and a lot of dirt. Most of this enlargement has been done in the past 100 years, but those windmill-spinning, tulip-growing, wooden shoe-wearing Dutch have been installing nationwide expansion packs for as far back as the 1300s. How the hell did they do it? How did they manage to build an area more than twice the size of Hong Kong and make it fit for human habitation?
Wow.
To ask the how, we must first ask the why.
Why?
Why spend millions of euros building more land when you can just do what the rest of Europe did and simply steal it? Ultimately, it comes down to the weather. Really. A low-lying coastal state with heavy rains is prone to flooding, the kind that kills thousands of people. A lot of the flooding came from this area, the Zuiderzee, when heavy rainfall and rising sea levels frequently caused it to spill over. The flat terrain of the Low Countries means that water can go for miles before being stopped. And for this reason, the Netherlands is a country of canals, which line the cities and carries the water out to sea. While local governments had been constructing minor dams here and there, filling in lakes and rivers for centuries, it wasn't until 1916 when the Dutch realised they needed to build or die.
Big. Oh no.
Due to the First World War, food imports were scarce, and this was made worse by a large flood destroying vast swathes of farmland. Several provinces went bankrupt trying to mitigate the damage, and the Netherlands was looming close to famine. So, in 1920, the Dutch Parliament approved the Zuiderzeewerken, a program proposed by engineer turned politician Cornelis Lely. His idea was to dam up the entrance to the Zuiderzee and put the inner lake to good economic use. The plan costed 200 million guilders, or 285 billion euros today.
Wow.
They constructed the largest dam in European history, shifting 23 million cubic meters of soil. The dam, called the Afsluitdijk, is 32 kilometers long, 7.25 meters above sea level, and is used as a bridge to easily get from North Holland to Friesland.
Oh, nice.
There's also a statue of Lely in the middle.
They did
and
so
what
many
looks
jobs
like
in
a
one job.
caravan park on one of the islands. I don't know for sure, I can't read Dutch, so how did they do it? Well, you may think that they just dump vast amounts of dirt into the ocean until it... Wait, that's actually what they did? The Dutch, more or less, did just dump ton after ton of dirt and rocks into the ocean.
Wow.
Topping off with soft clay and grass to keep it all in place.
So it
this
became
wasn't
like
done all at once, mind you, as the Dutch first practiced with smaller distances before building islands along the way as midpoints and joining them up as they went. Then, pumping stations would be constructed to simply throw the water from one side of the dam to the other. Unlike every other public works project, the dam was completed 2 years ahead of schedule on May 28, 1932. The Zuiderzee, which was...
we Indians never hear this.
Never ever.
That a government job is finished 2 years before the deadline.
Yeah.
It is so common for us to hear that, okay,
it could extend a lot.
the deadline is extended, this is happening, that is happening, because of the government regulations. And he's saying in Netherlands it is common to hear that they do it before the
just
deadline.
shows the dedication of the government towards the country, that we have to rebuild our country.
Wow.
Was renamed to the IJsselmeer after the river IJssel that flows into it. And gradually, as the salt water was pumped out and replaced by fresh water from the river, the lake became clean, fresh water. Most Dutch drinking water today comes from this massive lake.
Nice.
With this brand new lake of 1,800 square kilometers, The Dutch had free rein to do whatever they wanted with it. Critically, they had to make back all the money they spent building the dam. So in 1927, the Dutch built another dam around an area called the Veringermeer, and then draining off the water to create new land.
New land.
This made room for villages, farms and industry, which would grow GDP and the economy. The next polder, as they're called, was Noordoostpolder, which was going well until the Nazis arrived in 1940. While work was expected to stop, the inquisitive Germans allowed it to continue as they had plans building their own polders in Germany
Germans allowed it?
and wanted to see how they worked. Interestingly, this project connected the densely populated island of Urk to the rest of the mainland, and the conservative island with its own dialect was forced to mingle with the rest of the Dutch population. When the polder was completed after the war, scientists found that a lot of the former coastline areas were affected by a lack of water, and many farmers suffered as a result of poor crop yields. So with that lesson learned, when it came to make the next polder in 1957, the Flevoland polder was built as an island, with a small river flowing past the original coastline
That's
to
so
prevent
smart.
Island
access
over
to
there.
the sea.
Wow.
Flevoland was built in two parts, north and south. The northern, or eastern part, was built first, followed by a short break, and then continued with the southern half. Due to mass flooding and poverty in the rural region of Zeeland, many farmers from the region moved up to Flevoland, beginning a new life, kick-starting the polder's local economy. Furthermore, a housing shortage in Amsterdam forced many of the people to move further away from the city, and many Dutch people found Flevoland as the perfect place to move
nice.
to. They named their new city Lelystad, after the man
Lelystad.
who the islanders owe their homeland to. In 1986, Flevoland was combined with Noordoostpolder to create Greater Flevoland, and was officially accepted as the 12th province of the Netherlands. Today it is home to over 420,000 people and has enough farmland to make the tiny Netherlands the second largest exporter of food in the world, behind only the USA. Flevoland is the largest artificial island in the world. And then they built one more dam across the lake, just in case. But this isn't the only massive infrastructure project that the Dutch have spent millions of guilders on. In 1953, after a horrific flood in the rural Zeeland province that killed over 1,000 people, the Dutch government set about building the Delta Works just 20 days later. The plan boarded up 4 of the largest openings to the
Delta
estuaries
So
and
fast
some of the
work.
largest barriers ever conceived. Each fortification is over 40 metres wide and can withstand storm surges up to 5 metres higher than average, which seems low but is actually the height of your average 2-storey house. Ultimately, these structures are set to survive 2,000 years, given proper maintenance, and they are even
2,000
designed
years.
with ecological concerns in mind. At the cost of millions more guilders, the Dutch government allowed one of these barriers to have a gate to let in salt water and ensure the many plants and animals of the region aren't disrupted. In less than 70 years, the Dutch have almost completely immunized themselves from flooding and created bountiful wealth for their citizens.
They
in
have
the
created a
process.
border.
I am not exaggerating
See.
when I say this is one of the greatest
It
achievements
is.
in human history, and the
Amazing.
experts agree. The American Society of Civil Engineers declared this dam system to be one of the 7 engineering wonders of the modern world. But the plans for more expansion didn't end there. There's no shortage of proposed ideas for where to build in the future, with the next province of Markervaden having begun construction in 2016. Due to the IJsselmeer Bay being cut off from the ocean by the Zuiderzeewerken dam system, many of the local ecosystem has suffered as a result through lack of regular tides and ocean saltwater. By constructing many islands, shorelines, bays and lagoons, ecologists hope to foster new, diverse ecosystems to make up for the disruption caused by previous development works. The Netherlands will continue to grow, building her way into prosperity
This is
as the
crazy
population
from
live,
Netherlands.
work, study and play in absolute safety well below sea level. Maybe one day the Dutch will stop their quest to expand their shores, but for now the people of the Netherlands will continue making the Netherlands.
Actually, the Dutch people built the Netherlands, and seeing this, how they were getting floods and again, like I have seen, like there are Indian states that are also having the same problem. After in every rainy season, like what they do happen is the river overflows and they get floods, and we have seen nothing happen. Like
Nothing.
government does not take any action, and after a flood, after just 10 days, they were made to work and they just did the work.
We really need such qualities of like that government in our government, because we have like very poor system, I would say, because nothing changes so easily. It take years to change the thing, but these people are so dedicated, because if they are finding problem, then they are done with the solution within like few days. Because why? Because they were constantly working on the solution, that how could we stop this and how could we make our country better and more better.
Actually, and the Dutch people are an inspiration for everyone.
Yeah.
Like how they make their islands and everything, and how everything is so sophisticated. So, what do you guys think about it? Do let us know in the comment section below. So, do like, share, and
Subscribe.
bye.